Hey, what's up? I'm Zoe. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be talking about my recent reads from September and October. I'm still trying to figure out how to do a proper wrap-up and review of books I've read, because I feel like I just want to tell you like, oh, I hated this person, this thing, and that, but like summaries. I'm going to put all of the titles in chapters down below so you can control your experience. We are here to have fun. September started off insanely slow and I just was not as motivated, but I believe it's because I got in a reading slump. First book that I was able to read that month was Kingdom of the Wicked. I read this along with the audiobook, which I think is a real big reason on why I was able to finish it. This is about a girl. What is this about? Amelia. She has a twin sister who one day goes missing, and then she is found dead? Yes. Amelia is pretty much trying to uncover her sister's murder and figure out what happened in the days leading up to her death, the things that she didn't know were happening in her sister's life. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I liked it enough. I feel like I liked Wrath more than Amelia. I was very intrigued. Amelia just didn't seem to have enough struggle, and I hated that. Every single time she went to confront one of the brothers, they would be like, oh, well, I'll tell you this, but I'm gonna have to kill you afterwards. She always just ran away, or she would trick them into giving her information that they otherwise wouldn't have given it. And I'm like, okay, hold on. I became more intrigued on what would happen if she was kept prisoner, or, you know, had to pay the repercussions of trying to trick one of the princes. So that's not a good thing. I don't think I'm supposed to be rooting for every single other person. It feels more like a prelude to a story than the actual starting ground of the story, which maybe it is. Beach read. This is very much likely the reason why I was in a reading slump and I couldn't find the motivation to read any books. I wanted to read this book before summer vibes were over. The weather got too cold, so I was like, September is my last chance to pump out reading this book. And I knew I probably wouldn't care enough to read it next year. I liked the characters, I liked the setup, the side drama with family and stuff. Something about this just felt boring to me. It got slow and repetitive, and it just felt like there wasn't enough progress being made between them as a couple. And then we get to like the ending and it felt like everything was just rolling very quickly. And so I was very thrown off by it, and I think I can come to the conclusion that Emily Henry is probably just not the author for me, because I had the same struggle with People We Meet on Vacation. 4 out of 5 stars because I did like the setup. Emily, thank you, but no thank you. I read the whole Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy. I knew I needed something that was fun. This series overall I thought was actually pretty good. I was really addicted to it, and I even got my friends to start reading it, so I'm really into it. It's just white guys playing hockey, though I feel like there wasn't as much hockey in it as I probably thought initially when they're like, oh, they're hockey players and they're hockey romances. I didn't have to know or learn any real hockey terms and things. Like, I feel like they were on the rink maybe 1 or 2 times, because I'm pretty sure by the end of the series and like the last book they were having like a terrible season. They were not winning any games, so no one was talking about hockey. So October came around and I was determined to have this be a very spooky month of reading. I went in with good intentions. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Yes, I know you were thinking it. You were like, oh no, I know it didn't happen. It didn't. Tried to get myself in the vibes to read these books, but in the end, I just did not care. Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the Nancy Drew Files, and I have to tell you that Nancy is my girl. Nancy is so messy. I think she is hilarious. Some of these that I have given 4 stars, I think one of them I gave 5 stars. It's really not because the writing is outstanding, or the storyline is outstanding. I just find Nancy hilarious, and I find her drama hilarious. Her drama with Ned is probably the most annoying part of this whole series, and the back and forth between the two of them, oh my gosh. It's kind of like they're in an open relationship, but also just kind of a I want you when I do, and then I don't want you when I find someone hotter question mark, which is messy. And it's like she's trying to solve these mysteries, and then here comes her and Ned being messy. And I also find the random moments when Nancy wants to mention how she knows she is so hot. My girl. There are 6 stories in these all together. Kind of hope they make more of these bind-ups, but I haven't seen anything about there being a volume 3. Yeah, because this is from 2019, so I don't really, I guess they aren't doing more. Nancy Drew, my girl. Ratings. Yeah. The X-Hex, and ooh, has Gilmore Girl vibes and like Halloween Town, and like they get you hyped up for this rekindling romance of this girl who hexed her ex. I didn't like this book. I think I gave it 3 stars, but I kind of want to lower it down to 2 because I just did not like the vibes. It didn't feel cohesive to me, and I just wasn't able to care about the romance. It seemed like they missed more the sex that they had together than they did each other. I keep hearing people talk about this book and they're pointing out how bad the names are, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't like those names either because they were just odd. I did not like her cousin either. Oh my gosh, I thought she was so annoying because one second she's here like, we don't need no man. Soon as he walks through the door, her cousin is like, I know you want to bone him, get yours, girl. And I'm just like, can you be consistent? She's the one who encourages her cousin to hex him in the first place. Every single location felt like you were in a different type of story. Like there was a second where we feel like we're in a small town, there's another one where we feel like we're in a shop, another one where we feel like we're in this gothic Vampire Diaries type of house, which is Rise's father's house, or Reese's, whatever his name is. And we have like a college vibe. Only time we were actually in the town was when Rise almost got hit with a statue. Like, what? Next I read Witchy Reservations, which I should have known this probably wasn't going to be the book for me, especially if I didn't enjoy the X-Hex. I liked it at first, but I quickly lost interest in it. I think I was just reading it just to finish it. There was one storyline that I thought was interesting because the main girl, she makes it seem like she no longer has magic, like she kind of sold her magic to someone or like made a deal to get rid of it. And I was like, ooh, that's interesting. Like, because she says this whole line like, oh, wait until my aunt finds out that I no longer have magic. And then she literally goes and gets her wand and she has magic, and she's just shocked because she thought not using it for all those years meant that her magic went away. I just wasn't into it, so I don't know what I rated it, but the last books that I read in this month were a bunch of first editions of different comics and mangas. And the series that I checked out were snotgirl, Vampire Cheerleader, and Attack on Titans. I kind of liked the Vampire Cheerleader one. I thought it was different. Oh, the cheerleaders are vampires. Okay. Like, it's just kind of accepted, even though it's very much a secret for them. I kind of like the dynamic of the cheerleaders, and they're kind of like found family, but there's also like a mystery to solve. Attack on Titans, oh my gosh, I love that first issue. I really want to read the rest of it because I'm just curious, or I might just watch the show. I don't know, but I really liked where it left off in the first one, so had my attention. I definitely probably will look to read the second one in the series. I think that's everything from my readings for September and October. I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope that I did, well, actually I didn't really do many summaries, did I? Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on alerts, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!